I am conscious of my kids' weight, but in a completely different way. And I don't even know if I'm doing the right thing by weighing them, but I weigh them because I want them to put on weight. It's completely the opposite side of the spectrum. I was very skinny as a kid, when I was Junior's age, and my mum was like, eat, eat. And she said I ate loads. But when I see if my kids aren't eating a lot, I get concerned and I'll be like, OK, I'll just keep trying to feed them. I think it's a bit of a greed thing anyway. I don't weigh them all the time, but yeah, I
suppose it depends.
I do weigh them
Why
sometimes.
do you think that they're slim? Because some children, could just eat all day long and still remain really skinny, and that's just the way that they seem to be built at that age. Or do you have a little bit of a concern that they are not eating because they want to conform to, a certain slim body type?
It's just that you hear things all the time, and, kids say things to other kids at school, and I've heard a couple of little stories about, one of my daughter's friends at school saying that she thought she was, that the girl herself thought that she was overweight, and she was very thin. And so, it concerns me. I guess that I don't make it obvious that I'm weighing them. I'm like, hey, how cool is this? Let's see if you can get on the roller coaster ride. How much do you weigh? How tall are you? It's my way of trying to boost them up.
I'm not a parent, but I probably wouldn't weigh my children because I think now, in this generation, this day and age, it is so much about body image. I think that if you're putting that into practice by weighing them, that could then rub off, and then when they get to an adult life, and I'm not necessarily saying what you're doing is wrong, but I think that if you drill that into them, you get on the scales, and then maybe they might be more focused on it in later on in life.
Even more conscious, yeah.
When I was a child, my parents, the scales in the bathroom was all a bit of a novelty, really. It was just like hopped on the scales, saw the little thing move up and down, and then, and I think that has actually, and my mum never weighed me or my sister.
Do you weigh yourself now?
I don't, and funnily enough, I've just bought a flat, and I've made a list of all the stuff that I need to buy. I'm moving out of my mum's. It's a big deal. And like, I've got like everything, like colander, sieve, everything on there. And scales isn't on there. And I think that's because my mum didn't make it really a thing to weigh me and my sister.
My mum had a very simple rule. She said we did, again, no scales. Scales was only if we were weighing our luggage to go on holiday, otherwise we had no scale. And what she says, if your dress feels a bit tight or your trousers feel a bit tight, just spend a couple of weeks eating a little less rubbish.
And would she say that to you as a child?
Yeah, but it's important, I think. I mean, like with my kids on holiday right now, when we went out, it was great fun. I said, do what you like. It was pain au chocolat every day, ice creams every day, whatever. And I was so proud of my little girl. She's 12 years old. So proud of her. She actually came to us when we got back. She went, Mum, I think I'm going to have a sweet-free week. She came out and I went, self-regulate. Do it yourself.
Don't get me wrong. When I say I weigh them, I don't say, right, kids, I'm really concerned about your weight, let's get... I mean, I will literally be like, I'll do it in a way that sort of makes it a bit of fun, so they jump on them. But, yeah, I don't actually know if I'm right or wrong, so maybe someone can tell me.
Let me be a bit... Well, no, we can't, because nobody knows if we're right or wrong. I mean, I have the same things. But I was going to ask you, if we're talking about body consciousness, and you were saying, Fern, I mean, now children get it in their face the whole time. You do the old calendar shoots, you're there, you're buff, you're Pete the torso. Do you ever... Can you make them move independently? I love it. Oh, I love it. Do you worry about that for Junior? That he's seen his dad,
I can
looking ripped?
understand what you're saying. I mean, I try and do this whole, fitness, being healthy. I'm 43. I want to still be able to look healthy, but I would never walk around with my shirt off. I'll do it for a calendar once a year. I get prepared for it, and that's it. And it keeps me in check. It makes me feel like I need to get back in shape. But yeah, I guess there's a very good point to that. Is that showing the right example? I mean, as long as it's a healthy thing, I think it's okay. It's just as long as it's not an obsessive thing, which, of course, I was in my 20s, which is what I don't want to encourage.
For more Loose Women action, click here. And I'd subscribe if I were you. It's totally free, and it means you'll be kept up to date with new videos and exclusive YouTube content.